She collapsed on the concrete, clutching her stomach as a sharp cry escaped her lips. The crowd froze. Her red dress, now smeared with the grime of the sidewalk, clung to her heavily pregnant belly. A uniformed officer towered above her, one boot still half raised from where it had slammed into her side. Silence screamed. Phones went up. Tears welled. Some looked away. Others couldn't blink. The woman, her name was Cassandra, lay motionless, blinking slowly as if wrestling with the pain to protect the life inside her. The cop didn't flinch. He turned, chest heaving, scanning the onlookers as if daring them to say something. Nobody did. Not yet. Before we continue, if you are watching our video for the first time, please bless and support us by hitting that subscribe button. Turn on your notification bell to get notified for more. Share to friends. Where are you watching from? Please tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our story goes. We also want to appreciate our viewers and our 200+ subscribers for being part of our growth. Thank you for your continued support and for believing in real stories that matter. 3 minutes earlier, Cassandra had merely asked for directions. She stood on the sidewalk outside a boutique store in downtown Charlotte, rubbing her lower back, exhausted but glowing. Her husband, U.S. Army Master Sergeant Derek Miles, was scheduled to return the next day from deployment. She had come out to buy the final touches for the welcome home dinner. The officer, Patrolman Rick Caldwell, had approached her with suspicion. He claimed there had been a robbery in the area. Cassandra had laughed politely, explaining she had only just arrived. But Caldwell didn't like her tone. Or maybe he didn't like that she, a black woman, dared smile when questioned. Words turned sharp. Cassandra tried to walk away. Caldwell grabbed her arm. She pulled back, startled. That was all it took for him to shove her. Then he kicked her, hard. The twist came when Derek got the call. Not from the police, not from a hospital, but from a stranger who had been watching the scene unfold and posted it live online. Derek was still in uniform, waiting to board a connecting flight, when his phone buzzed. His heart stopped as he saw the image. His pregnant wife sprawled on the ground, a cop standing over her. He didn't think. He didn't breathe. He just moved. Derek called his commanding officer and explained the situation. Within 30 minutes, military channels had authorized his departure. He landed in Charlotte at midnight, eyes bloodshot, fists clenched. By morning, Derek was at the precinct. But the story gets deeper. The hospital had admitted Cassandra overnight. She had bruised ribs, a sprained wrist, and terrifying contractions that came and went. The baby was still safe, miraculously. Cassandra refused to press charges at first, not because she didn't want to, but because she feared retaliation. Derek wasn't going to let that happen. The following day, he walked into the Charlotte Police Department's Internal Affairs Division with two things: a flash drive with 23 video recordings from bystanders and his Bronze Star. He laid them both on the desk. "This is the woman I love," he said, voice shaking but composed. "And this is the country I swore to protect. Which of them do you want to disrespect today?" The investigation launched that same afternoon. But Caldwell, shielded by the thin blue line, was placed on desk duty, not suspended. That's when Derek knew the battle wasn't just legal. It was systemic. He contacted the media. Within 24 hours, national outlets ran with the headline: "Pregnant woman assaulted by officer. Her husband's military honor demands justice." Twitter exploded. Videos surfaced. Eyewitnesses stepped forward. One, a retired schoolteacher, revealed how Caldwell had harassed her neighborhood for years. Others recounted how complaints had vanished into silence. Now, Caldwell couldn't hide. But the twist you didn't expect? Derek didn't seek vengeance in the way most thought he would. Instead, he created something lasting. He founded a nonprofit named Her Honor Our Fight, supporting families affected by police misconduct. He brought together veterans, legal experts, and civil rights activists to train communities on their rights, encourage accountability, and expose cover-ups. And he didn't just stop there. 1 week after the incident, Derek and Cassandra stood hand in hand in front of the Charlotte courthouse. She held her belly protectively, bruises still faintly visible. He held a folder, a civil lawsuit. They sued not just Caldwell, but the city and the department. And then something rare happened. The city settled. Fast, but not quietly. Part of the settlement, insisted by Derek, was that Caldwell publicly apologize. On camera, at the press conference, the former officer stood behind a podium, his face pale. Cassandra didn't look at him once. She stared into the cameras. "This was never just about me," she said. "It was about everyone who doesn't get seen, heard, or believed. It was about dignity. It was about life." The applause was thunderous, not just from supporters, but even from skeptics who had expected another round of pain without progress. The officer's apology was brief and cold, but it didn't matter. Justice had begun. In the following months, Cassandra gave birth to a healthy baby girl named Honor. Derek retired from the military to run the nonprofit full-time. The department underwent mandatory reform training. Caldwell, stripped of his badge, moved out of state. But this story is more than a moment. It's a mirror. It reflects how silence enables violence, how fear cripples justice, how courage, quiet, steady, and relentless, can tear down walls meant to divide. It also shows that real strength isn't found in weapons or uniforms, but in standing firm when everything inside you wants to break. Cassandra could have stayed silent. Derek could have sought revenge. But instead, they chose legacy. And to you watching now, what do you choose? When injustice stands tall, will you raise your voice? When the vulnerable cry out, will you turn away? Or will you stand like Derek did, like Cassandra did, like so many before you, to remind the world that every life matters, every mother matters, every heartbeat matters? Because no one should fear the one sworn to protect. And justice, true justice, is not vengeance. It's restoration. It's accountability. It's peace. This story was brought to you by ELLIOT Stories. See you on the next one. Stay tuned. ELLIOT Stories cares.